Michael got a Watery Grave, plays another Scalding Tarn, and passes. For Podwika, he will use his Bloodstained Mire to find a basic swamp, and the cycling will begin. If Michael didn't know what he was against yet, he'll know as soon as Owen taps this mana.
Oh, yeah.
Cycles Architects of Will. He's building up the graveyard so that he can switch graveyard and battlefield.
Major's just thinking, oh, great.
Oh, no.
Spell.
And here's the deck doing what it does. Plays Overgrown Tomb, exiles Simian Spirit Guide. He found the Cascade card. Here's Violent Outburst. The actual card Outburst, that's not going to matter. But how about the living end it's going to cascade into?
That's the thing about having so many cards with cycling in your deck that cycles so efficiently. It doesn't take very long to find the rest of your Cascade spells.
All right, so now he's cascading into a card that costs less than 3. Well, there's only 2 of them in his deck, the 2 remaining copies of Living End. So now this will resolve. Each player removes all creatures from his or her graveyard from the battlefield, from the game, sacrifices all of their creatures, and then puts all the graveyard into play. So Michael's Beast Token and Snapcaster Mage will go into the graveyard, and Podwika will put on the battlefield all the creatures in his graveyard, and it's a lot.
Major's rifled through those spells that were cascaded through. Got a feel for the evoke creatures that are in Podwika's deck, the things that don't cycle, the Shriek Maw and the Ingot Chewer that we saw cascaded past.
6 creatures into play. This is 20 power for Podwika. He gets those Architects of Will triggers as well, which lets him rearrange the top 3 cards of target player. He'll target Michael.
Yep. Make sure that there's not, say, a Damnation on the top of Major's deck.
Yeah, he'd want to put that one away. I mean, if Michael doesn't have a sweeper this turn, it's going to be game.
Right, and I also think that there was an Inquisition and Kozilek on those top 3 cards, so that's just a dead draw at this point.
And look at this. He then looked at his own top 3 cards with the second Architects. He put another Violent Outburst on top of his deck, so even if Michael had a Damnation, it may not be enough.
Right.
Now, Violent Outburst, if we can get that card, actually has some text to it.
Yeah, you don't have to cast a spell that you cascade into.
So he could have swung the team, and then if Michael blocks, he could cast Violent Outburst and not cascade.
Yeah, you have to cascade. Pump. You don't have to cast a spell.
Right.
So you pump your team, then just shuffle whatever you reveal away.
He'll get another turn. You see Michael went to 6 on that attack, and this attack is almost certain to be lethal.
Yeah, I believe we're just going to send the team here. Outbursts or no.
Yeah, Michael can gain the life on the block. I mean, you should expect if you're Podwika that Michael's going to kill 2 creatures on the attack here. I mean, Grixis has a lot of kill spells. I would certainly think that my creatures are at risk.
Yeah, there's the loaming threat of things like Terminate, Lightning Bolt on any of the 3 toughness creatures.
Everybody attacks. Can Michael survive? He's at 6 life. Every kill spell he casts will get him a zombie blocker.
True. And for that reason, could be getting punished a little bit for not going to win on the previous turn, though I believe I spotted another Violent Outburst in hand. That was the one he left on top of his deck with the Aquatex, so he's able to reset if enough of his creatures die. Though they do get exiled, the ones on the battlefield get exiled by Kalitas as they die, so that is a consideration.
Yeah, Michael gets zombies.
We might still have a game here, as unlikely as it seems.
If Michael has Lightning Bolt, Terminate, he doesn't have red mana for all that. Slaughter Pact, you know, he'd have to have a lot, but how many creatures can Michael kill? There is 1 legal target for Slaughter Pact on the board. Just the Deadshot Minotaur.
Right.
Michael, how many guys can you kill here? You're going to need to get a lot of them. At 6, this current attack is for well over 6.
Checks out.
The math is greater than 6. He will Kolagon's Command. Just remember, Architect's Will is an artifact, so he'll destroy target artifact and deal 2 to Fulminator Mage.
Yeah, that'll make 2 zombies.
Well played. The Fulminator Mage will destroy the Watery Grave. Michael will float a mana, so he'll get 2 zombies on this exchange. Still has 1 mana floating. This is enough blockers, I believe. Is he alive? Yeah, he should be.
Yeah, he can hold on for this turn. He has to chump block with the zombies.
Slaughter Pact here. Now Michael can definitely do this.
Yeah, that changes things quite a bit.
And Podwika missing that lethal last turn. That's catching. Oh, gosh, Kalitas is so good.
Yeah, this is crazy. This is not at all what I was expecting to see happen this game.
Kalidas blocks Architects of Will. The zombies team up on the Carabid and chump the Carabid. This block has Michael not only surviving, but exiling all of Podwika's creatures.
Yeah, those 2 creatures that are getting profitably blocked here, or at least traded, they'll make 2 more zombies. Majors will have to use all of his mana on the following turn for that Slaughter Pact, but the Kalidas is just kind of doing it.
Yeah, the danger is if there's a another Fulminator Mage in Owen's hand, Michael loses, right? He would blow up another Michael's lands. Michael can't pay for the Pact.
Right.
And now we see the Violent Outburst from Podwika. That means he'll get to kill the Kalidas, but damage done here.
Right. It sticks around long enough to exile these creatures that are already in combat.
Yeah, Owen will have to start over. So now Owen will use the Violent Outburst to pump. You see it cascading into Living End. We'll see if or not Podwika, I can't imagine if he wants to cast it. He's going to go ahead and shuffle back here. Gets the +1/+0 for his team. That means the Kalidas will be killed by the Architects of Will.
Right. The Kalidas will be trading here. 2 zombies will show up for Majors, and then Majors' life total remains the same, gains 3. No, he loses 1 life. Because
yep, Street Wraith gets in for 4, and Michael gains 3 off Kalidas. Michael down to 5. And the difficult part is that Michael still has to pay for this Pact, right?
Right, and the Street Wraith is a 2-turn clock yet.
Got Michael paying for the Pact, drawing. Reminding Podwika, no, your creatures are exiled.
Right. The Carabid will have to attack here, so the zombies will be getting in the way.
So of note, there's 1 Living End left in Podwika's deck, and it's in his hand.
Yeah.
Michael double blocks, goes to 2, which means we can no longer cascade into the card.
Correct.
He'll cycle Deadshot Minotaur, hoping to hit lands. This is the fun part about Living End. They get to the point where they start casting these creatures.
Yeah. As I said, the big appeal for me, hard casting Jungle Weaver.
Michael at 2. There's a 3/4 Swamp Walker. Can Michael kill it? I believe we see a Terminate in his hand. He can.
Yeah.
Oh my. What a comeback here for Majors. He still has to stop the onslaught of the draft commons, which sounds silly, but it is a real thing.
Yeah, and Majors has already used the Terminate and his Slaughter Pack. He only has 1 more Terminate left in his library as an actual hard removal spell for creatures of this size.
So this is great. Okay, Michael terminates away the last creature. Owen suspends that last Living End for 3 counters on it. His draw for the turn was the one of Jungle Weaver when he hits 2 more land. I believe it's a 5/6 for 7.
Yes.
With
green 5.
That's so big, though. Owen's still 2 lands away from that. Michael will Inquisition of Kozilek Podwika. He sees Jungle Weaver and Demonic Dread. Okay, well, you can't take the 7-drop 5/6. Go to Podwika. Does he draw a creature? He does. It's a lethal one. It's Simian Spirit Guide.
Of all the times I've seen this creature hard cast, never has it been this impactful.
Michael will Lightning Bolt it. But this Living End on suspend could win the game for Podwika. There's now 2 creatures in the graveyard. It's Street Wraith and Simian Spirit Guide. Podwika plays land 6. He's 1 away from Jungle Weaver now.
And eating that Lightning Bolt is more relevant than it may seem. Podwika's on 12, so Majors is reasonably in ending the game with Lightning Bolt territory, but he had to just use 1 on a creature.
1 tap. Here is the Living End. Michael, yeah, it resolves. Now, does Michael have creatures in the graveyard?
For Majors, we have the Kalidas and the Snapcaster Mage coming back, and we have access to that Terminate or that Slaughter Pact once again.
Well, remember, there's Lightning Bolt plus Kalidas. Do you think, did Podwika even want that Living End to resolve here? I know he has to cast it.
Right.
But was this good for him? Kalidas, that card did so much work last time it was around.
Yeah, this doesn't even look like it's necessarily a favorable position.
So I want to tell you about this part. Yeah, when Snapcaster Mage came in off of Living End, it gave flashback to the Terminate.
Right.
Yeah, this was horrible for Podwika.
And now Majors is able, it wasn't the Slaughter Pack, so we have mana to sacrifice the zombie to Kalidas. The Carabin will have to attack.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So there's some consideration to whether or not this game can end without the visions coming off suspend. If there's anything else to do with that mana, then you just don't want to suspend the card at all.
Well, Lightning Bolt in hand plus Kalidas activation is what his 4 mana play is right now.
Right.
So if He has the Bolt in hand. I think that's what he has some spell snares to, some bad cards to go with it. But that's what he's wondering, is if he'll need to Bolt sacrifice a zombie or whether he can take a turn off to suspend. He decides suspending is the best move. And now the monstrous Carabid is going to be forced to attack into this 5/6 Kalitas.
And notably, there's nothing with haste out of Living End, so they can't produce another body. The answer to Kalitas on the table would be casting Beast Within. But even still, Major would still have 3 creatures.
Deadshot Minotaur and Monstrous Carabid swing. The block for Michael is Academic. The zombie goes in front of the Minotaur, the Kalitas in front of the Carabid. Michael will sacrifice to make Kalitas larger. Gain 5 life, get a zombie again. And here comes the vampire. It's attacking now. And once it gets up to the 7/8, I don't know how Living End, I mean, I suppose he has 2 Shriek Maws in his list and some Beast Withins.
Shriek Maw can't hit Kalitas.
Oh no, he's black.
Those guys they go way back. They're friends.
I don't like this. I don't like that. I don't know how we can Living End it away, but we don't have any of those.
We can Beast Within. That's about it. Looks like there's 2 copies in the deck. One was already cast this game.
And here's a swing by Kalitas. Majors up to 11. He'll Inquisition of Kozilek, seeing another Carabid. Podwika down to 6. Majors going all the way down to 1, going through all 3 Living Ends.
Or Majors decides to play it a little bit more conservatively.
Yeah, just going to leave back the Kalitas, wait till that Visions comes off suspend. You see him just move the counter, pass the turn. I suppose, what does Majors have to fear of Owen top decking? A Beast Within, perhaps?
Yeah, the Beast Within's the big one, and he's seen all of the Living Ends, so there's no worry there.
It's pretty known that the deck plays 3.
Oh,
Michael's is...
So here's a faster avenue to victory. He just has Lightning Bolt and Snapcaster Mage.
Oh, well, that'll do it. Owen is at 6. So game 1 in a big turnaround affair goes to Michael Majors and Grixis Control.